Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Rabina Griffin in the Sincerely Mrs. Griffin, and welcome to my kitchen. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you like all things low-carb cooking. Today we'll be working from the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook, making one of my favorite recipes. Those are Trim Healthy Waffles. They're made out of 3 basic ingredients, and they are super easy to make. This recipe can be used to make waffles or pancakes. It has 3 main ingredients: cottage cheese, egg whites, and oatmeal. That's it. It has a few other ingredients that are minor, such as salt, baking soda, sweetener. So right now what I'm doing is just putting the wet ingredients at the bottom of my blender, just to help my blender mix a little bit easier. It's 2 cups cottage cheese, 2 cups egg whites, and 2 cups of oatmeal. But I'll go ahead and put all the wet stuff there at the bottom first with the minor ingredients before I put the oats in to blend. I'll also post the recipe down below in the description box if you're interested. But let me tell you, that Trim Healthy Mama cookbook, it is one of my favorite cookbooks and it's used very often here in this house. So now I'm just kind of messily measuring the oats to go in last. Once I get all the ingredients into my BlendTech blender, I try and clean up as I'm going and preheat the waffle iron. Then put the lid on the blender and get things going. Pro tip, I usually mix my batter twice just to make sure it's well mixed, but with a BlendTech or Vitamix, you really don't need to worry about that, but I'm just kind of being extra and mixing it twice. Once the blender is done, I like to give it a good shake just to make sure it's the consistency that I want. You can always add a bit of water if it's too thick and you want to thin it out. I have done that before, just to get it ready for pancakes or for the waffle iron. Now we'll go ahead and get started with making our first waffle. The iron is hot and ready to go. I recommend having some sort of non-stick spray that you use. My waffle iron starts giving me trouble around waffle number 3 or 4, so I like to keep the non-stick spray close by. These waffles come out so beautifully. Here I'm just making miniature waffles. I'm not even putting enough of the batter in to make the full size of my waffle iron, which is fine. Sometimes when they're smaller like this, you can use them to make breakfast sandwiches, or if you have little kids, then a smaller waffle is perfect for them. They come out beautifully. They look just like ordinary waffles. They taste delicious and they're very versatile. I've made these where I've added fruit to them, added chocolate chips. Here's the recipe that Trim Healthy Mama posted on their Facebook page. And I'll also do a copy and paste and put that down below in the description. The waffle came out beautifully crisp on the outside with beautiful coloring, and they freeze very nicely. This batch that I'm making is going straight to the freezer to be used for the next couple of weeks for quick breakfasts for myself and my husband and my kids. I'm so excited. This took probably about 30 to 45 minutes to make. Now, this second batch of waffles that I'm making are going to be even lower in carb. I'm using the Birch Blender's pancake mix. Those can be made into pancakes or into waffles. It says the only ingredient that you need is to add water. It doesn't have any sweetener in it, and it is keto friendly. I like to add sweetener to it. The first time I made these, I didn't put any sweetener in them, and I just didn't like the way how they came out, especially since typically I will just put butter on my waffles and eat them like that. So I want the waffle to be a little bit sweet by itself since I'm just adding butter to it. So there I go. I put water in the bottom, the mix in the middle, and then more water on top just to help my blender do its thing and get the job done. Once it's all mixed, I'll start making those waffles. They come out, honestly, they come out just as beautiful as the higher carb waffles made out of oatmeal. These lower carb ones, the keto waffles, they stay together. They don't fall apart. They are great to eat just by themselves with a side of something, or they're great to make breakfast sandwiches with. I've even used these waffles before if I'm having a cheeseburger, hamburger, some sort of sandwich like that, to put the meat in the middle, cheese, whatever you want, and then just use the waffles as the bread. And here my son came. He said he wanted to help. But this is the batch of waffles that came out. It probably took me about an hour, maybe an hour and a half from start to finish to make both sets of these waffles. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy watching low carb cooking, leave a comment down below on a recipe that you've wanted to try, and I'll film some other videos of low carb cooking.